Well, people who wanted an industrial strength dose of Charles Ortel this week are very satisfied.
Or nervous. But anyway, here we are in front of a place that actually has got something across the street that's going to be exhibited inside the place.
What do you mean across the street?
You see it?
Oh.
That stuff over there is more valuable, without knowing what's inside it, than the Hunter Biden bullshit that's going to be for sale in the Georges Breguet Gallery behind us. And we were talking about...
But wait. The notable aspect is they've changed something today. Tomorrow they're having this international art thing where Hunter Biden will be displayed with well-known artists.
Well,
and they've blocked off their place.
Well, they probably don't want you to see. They're probably arranging the installation. They just don't want you to see overnight what's there.
Crack and hookers and whatever they've got going on in there.
Hookers and blow. But here we are. This is in a portion of New York City where there are relatively serious galleries. And again, I know what I like when I buy art, and I know what I dislike. And what I like and dislike may not matter at all to the audience, but I think I can tell the difference between stuff that I could buy if I went to a friend's third grade family night.
Cracker Jack.
And saw, Bonnie over here in her pigtails has produced a nice piece of art on and let's sell that for $500,000. Or you take a chimpanzee and give the chimpanzee some paint and let the chimpanzee throw the paint, and hopefully not anything else, at you and the art. But what Hunter has produced, to me, it's the kind of stuff, I didn't finish this thought last time, it's the kind of stuff that you might see in a Fairfield Inn. No disrespect.
Don't insult the Fairfield Inn.
But you know what I mean, where they have wall space and they don't want the gigantic thing to be all blank, so they put some piece of pop art or who knows what on the wall.
Yeah, some print.
They're not going to spend $500,000.
No.
On something that's maybe 3x4 or whatever it is.
Sorry, Charles. Just
okay.
One quick thing here. So. Uncooperative at times, but I think it's cooperating now.
So I don't understand why so many of these shops are closed on a Wednesday. I understand being closed on a Monday, but maybe they're because they're
maybe they're waiting for Hunter Biden to arrive with his crack team later.
Right.
Start doing some business with them.
Some serious crack.
We should let people know a couple things, Charles. We've got a bunch of stuff to discuss today. First of all, the image. I don't know if you've seen the movie The Hustler.
The Hustler? I have
not seen. Well, this is
The
Hustler, right?
The Hustler I have seen.
That's a little different. The Hustler, of course, was Paul Newman and
Sure.
Jackie Gleason and everything.
It's a great movie. We've done that one before, actually.
The Hustler? No, we did The Color of Money.
Oh, okay.
The Color of Crooked Money or something like that. But here we've got Alvin Bragg. I've decided every single picture I make that includes Alvin Bragg, he's going to be stuffing a burger in his fat mouth. And the reason I decided to call today's episode The Hustler is because I was convinced, Charles, for days, that there's no way that an attorney who could rise to the level of Manhattan District Attorney, go through law school and
Harvard.
Have all the training and experience that it would take to get there.
Which is none.
I just did not presume that he could possibly be so stupid as to have this thing that's all defective with the statute of limitations problems and all the problems that we've heard about it.
Careful with this.
And basically yesterday, Alvin Bragg showed us his cards. Looking at this from the standpoint of Lawfare,
right,
which I've said for a long time, it's more like poker than actual motion practice or being a real lawyer. And this is why I've had such a problem communicating with lawyers about the cases against me, because
right,
they are not actual lawsuits, they are lawfare. This is presidential lawfare, and I think that is why so many serious lawyers like Jonathan Turley were confused by this as it was unraveling. And now that we've seen his cards, you know, I can't recall if you play poker or not, Charles, but certain stud poker games, there are certain up cards that everybody
Right.
sees, and then you've got your hold cards that nobody sees.
Right.
And the last card to come out, the river card, can decide the whole entire hand.
Right.
And last night, Alvin Bragg showed us his hand, and he has shit.
I don't think he has shit. I don't even think he has loose diarrhea. I mean, the thing that was really, to me, disgusting is as we walk to the city today, people are going to see garbage everywhere. That's the second, just crap out.
It's doing something yet again that it's never done before.
You mean to hold that?
We're just going to address something real quickly here. That should be good. Don't know why it's doing that, but
So, people have seen the degree to which New York City has slid into the sewer. You and I just saw a bum I refer to as Strider. Everybody has a nickname. And I mentioned Strider in Washington Square Park. He strides around and he typically plants his...
looking for targets.
Well, he goes right up, typically he picks on Asian women first and older people. And if you're sitting down, he comes right up to you and starts saying, "What do you got for me today?" Implying that you're going to get something in your face if you don't give him cash. And too many of these meek people just turn over cash. And so
Right.
he comes back day after day. We passed a scrawny, tall guy just now. You probably didn't notice. I see him all over New York. He does the same thing. He comes right up to you. This morning when I came out of my apartment, there was a guy yelling and screaming right next to me. Then there was another crazy lunatic hunched over with a
but
garbage.
we're not going to normalize crime, Charles. I mean,
Right. Well, let me finish. And then at the corner of my bank branch, there's the guy in the wheelchair, hectoring people for money. And here we have a complete numbnuts. And Alvin Bragg and the people around Bragg, people defending Bragg, people pulling Bragg's strings, going after. Let's say he proves his case, and he discovers that Donald Trump has abused $130,000. Right? The damage that one of these fucking beggars does to the tourism industry in this city, the damage that one of these muggers does is far more
Yes.
significant than 130,000. So he's refusing to prosecute what he views as nuisance crimes. He's going
Murder.
He's going to shut down the FDR, shut down downtown, and we'll go and see the difference between yesterday
Yeah.
and today. All for $130,000, and he thinks he's a fucking hero. And everyone in MSNBC and CNN and all these people are lionizing this loser. I mean, I think Alvin Bragg and Letitia James have done more to undercut the legitimacy of affirmative action than any two people on this planet. They are manifestly incompetent. They are grossly abusing their
they're racists.
their prosecutorial discretion. They are, I think, racist, and I think it is possible to be a black racist. I know that because I've been in Africa extensively, and I can tell you, you can ask Barack Obama if he wants to pretend that he remembers whether Kikuyu in Kenya like Luo. And I will tell you that the Kikuyu and
tribes.
Luo, they hate each other, and in fact, he's a Luo. Judging by his name, and his ancestor was murdered.
Was this the Mao uprising?
No, it was after that. But so the point is, these two people, not only they're not on a wild goose chase, they're on an intimidation campaign, fighting
Right.
somebody who's a multi-billionaire, who's enormously popular. Letitia James didn't get 75 million votes. Alvin Bragg didn't get 75 million votes.
He might as well be
And-
equity holder in the goose.
Yeah, there's like a famed venture
That's pretty
capitalist
loud.
in the douche.
Charles, look, they have a new patio at this French thing.
Uh-huh.
Looks nice.
It's made out of cheap wood. Anyway,
I revere wood. This is a low-grade wood.
what was that from?
That's the Seinfeld reunion where he's at some party with Larry David and they get in a fight because he puts a drink down on the coffee table without a coaster. He says, "You don't respect this wood."
I
I
revere
wood.
that Larry David did. Says that
Larry and Jerry get into a fight about the coaster.
about the quality of wood. But anyway, so these two, I was watching, and I did a certain amount of it before the indictment was revealed, saying, well, maybe he's got something. We got to
That's
get
what
right.
I mean. Got to be something in there.
And that's, to me, it's very reminiscent of Obama's first inaugural speech, where everybody was saying, and I was thinking, this is a historic moment. He's campaigned on a third way. You know, there's no Republican, there's no red state or blue states. We're all American states, all this kind of stuff. And he's got a plan to get us out of this mess. So
Let's see it.
let's see the plan. So he gives this speech filled with platitudes and bromides.
Right.
And basically when it comes to saying what his plan is, he said, well, when my Treasury Secretary is installed, he will share the details of our economic recovery plan. That's crap.
When I'm backing up like that, it's to include you
Oh,
in the
okay,
shot.
sorry. This
But
is
that's
crap.
on canvases, Charles.
No, it's not. It's on wood.
Oh. Aha. Again, another issue with wood.
This is on very low quality
Low-grade
plywood.
wood.
I didn't know
Wow.
what you were doing. I thought you were getting out of the way of the painting.
No, I was
But
just
it
look at this
appears to
mess
have
here.
been manufactured right here. It's junk.
Yeah.
And a paint store. What is this? This is like a
oh.
junk store.
Oh, well, that makes sense. If it's the scrapyard, yeah. I guess
Total-
they want to sell you that stuff.
Total junk.
They're at least honest about selling
That's right.
junk.
We
unlike
got some
other-
fucking junk. You want it? But anyway, so on the first instance, I think they've done enormous damage to affirmative action. I think in the second instance, they've
How
done,
about the law?
I was going to say, well, profound damage to the investment appeal of New York City and New York State. Because this is a very tough place to do business, as you know.
Yeah.
I spent part of today looking at the rules for if you're going to set up a corporation in New York, what you have to do, and blah, blah, blah. And I concluded, F that, I just don't want to operate as a corporation. It doesn't make any sense.
I agree.
No matter how you slice and dice it. And so here's a guy, Donald Trump, by some accounts, has 500 corporations that are part of this business records issue.
Yeah.
And he was, talk about a cheerleader for New York before New York treated him like dog shit. The guy was in every major event.
He was like the Empire State Building.
Right.
He was a thing in New York.
Right, he was the man. And you may not like, in his early years, you may not like his crude comments and behavior. Fine, crude comments. I don't hear many people criticizing rappers for saying,
Well,
bitches and hoes and all this kind of crap. Nobody's criticizing them.
Dogecoin, Charles.
Yeah, where?
Oops, ow, that dog was a Shiba Inu, isn't he?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody's criticizing the rappers for their lyrics or their actions or their lifestyles. They're lionizing him.
Yeah.
And here in New York, these idiots have hounded him out of New York. Here we have an anti-capitalist, communist approach. In Chicago, they just elected a mayor who's fucking crazy. He's worse than Lori Lightfoot.
That's hard to imagine.
He is. He just announced that he wants no more state-sponsored terrorism against black people, meaning police.
Whoa. So is he going to defund the police?
I guess.
What about state-sponsored terrorism from Juicy Smollett?
I know.
Now, briefly, Charles, we're running out of
Sure.
time here on YouTube because we are going to do today's show in the First Amendment forum. There's so much to discuss. I've got a major, probably the biggest ever, counter lawfare announcement to make that I haven't even told you about.
Oh, wow. We'll save that for the next...
And we're going to save it for the sponsors on subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth, patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth.
Hey, look, this is where Hillary Clinton...
Odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth. And crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com. I have a very important announcement about Odyssey as well.
Well, so this is where Hillary Clinton lives.
Beached Whale Street.
No, Bitch Street.
Right. But this is the promo section. Hang on a second.
Sorry.
I've negotiated, it might be the only channel that has this right now because there's a beta test going on with Odyssey
Wow.
of a new value subscription level
Wow.
for only $3 per month. I've gotten so much guff from people who were upset when I was forced to cancel the $2 per month subscriptions on Subscribestar. I couldn't sustain that.
Right.
What is that idiot yelling about?
I don't know.
I couldn't sustain that anymore, Charles, because of all the peripheral services that I need to sustain Subscribestar. I was losing money at $2 a month, but I've been speaking with and communicating with, email,
Right.
Odyssey, and they're interested in trying this, and I'm interested in trying it, and finally today we've put together the mechanism to make it work. It's just totally normal. Viewers will not experience anything out of the ordinary, and you can, as of right now, go to odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth, and for just $3 a month plus a small Odyssey service fee, you're going to get access to the sponsor-exclusive content, including today's episode
Wow.
of First Amendment Forum, which will be, we've got about 5 minutes more here, but I wanted to let everybody know about that, and I'm going to have a major counter lawfare announcement. I think you're going to love it, Charles.
Okay. I can wait 5 minutes or even 6 to hear what it is.
Yeah,
So here's this New Jerseyite.
always going to be somebody from New Jersey doing something stupid
Right.
in a Lincoln.
Probably.
But we still have a few minutes.
Yeah, so we're coming to the, what are we? To the west of where we were yesterday. There's the Jenga building.
Right.
So we're gonna go see what's left of the park, see how much debris there is left behind, see if there are any people dancing on Trump's grave. I would guess not.
Did you happen to notice our friend Mr. Levi almost getting himself pummeled
I did.
by a boom operator?
Not my friend, but
Not our friend at all. Being sarcastic to refer to him as that.
right.
So, all right, here's what we're going to do, Charles. Let's just break
Okay.
now and get everything reset. And the sound seems to be cooperating, which is good.
All right.
And we will be back in just about 5 minutes.
See you soon.
Balloon Saloon? Is it the Chinese spy balloon saloon over there?
It's actually an old business. I think I even arranged for a balloon saloon party for kids.
We've got a competitor, the Balloon Lagoon. But join us in the First Amendment Forum on subscribestar.com/crowdsourcethetruth, patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth, the new value sponsorship opportunity at odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth, and of course crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com.